Welcome fans to another exciting edition of Culture Shock Wrestling Viral. As always, I am joined by my colleague Brian Cage, Story of the Year. My name is Mike Roycroft. We have one more action-packed episode. Must get old me saying that, but it's the truth. Action-packed every time here on CSW Viral. We're going to open up with a big match between Mr. Hardcore himself, Jon Ryker. He is taking on a member of an organization you are no stranger to, the Fist, and that is Baron von Lektor.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any other way if we didn't start the 10th episode of CSW Viral without Mr. Hardcore, the man who's been here from day one. Jon Ryker finally getting his hands for a little bit of retribution with Baron von Lektor from the Fist.
Well, if we're turning 10, I can't wait till we go through puberty, but nonetheless on that, our main event today, it's going to be Mike Metal taking on Buddah Bushido. We've certainly seen a lot of history between these two men on this show.
Yeah, Mike Metal has been bullying Buddah Bushido, among others, around CSW over the last few months. Lost his Four Corners of Hell qualifier last month to Mikey Webb because of Buddah Bushido. We're going to see how this turns out, if Buddah can stand up to the challenge that is Mike Metal.
Indeed, but first up, we have that big match between Baron von Lektor and Jon Ryker.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Fans, we're back here at Mossy Head Community Center, and yet another member of the Fist is out here, Baron von Lektor.
Certainly not the prettiest member, if you're into that kind of thing, but yeah, the Deutschland Demon, if you will.
The Berlin Brawler. He's a very intimidating figure, but he's about to face a man that dwarfs even himself.
And he's
Jon
probably
Ryker.
About to confuse the hell out of all of these people.
Jon Ryker. Ich bin der kleine Teekopf. Ich bin der kleine Teekopf.
Here, let me get a translator here.
Is that the lyrics to 3 Times a Lady by the Commodores?
I think I heard something about a teabag.
I don't think Jon Ryker appreciates being insulted in any language. Baron von Lektor is about to find that out the hard way.
Jon Ryker, a man of very few words. Baron von Lektor, a man of apparently very few intelligible words. But this is going to be ugly. Jon Ryker, you know what? Good for him. He gets to be the first guy to kind of get retribution on the Fist one-on-one, and he definitely gets to use Baron von Lektor as a punching bag. He doesn't have to worry about uglying up that pretty face of his, but
I was just going to say, Ryker just one of many victims of these 4-on-1, 5-on-2 jump from behind attacks that the Fist is specialized in. And now he's got a face-to-face encounter with a member of that group, and Baron von Lektor. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get his hands on him.
and face-to-fist encounter.
Ryker trying not to show any intimidation and took a punch to the face for it.
And I tell you what, being in there with Jon Ryker and not showing any kind of intimidation, you try, but it doesn't happen. It's really kind of stupid to even try, because it's going to happen. There you see why. Those chops across the chest, and you see Lektor just flinching in pain, and speaking of pain.
To the outside, Jon Ryker's playground out there. And I think he's perhaps painting the colors of the German flag all over the chest of Baron von Lektor. Von Lektor not in a good place out here with Jon Ryker. Oh, low blow. That's one way to take advantage back. Now he's returning those chops. Not sure how effective they are on the big man.
Those long arms of Baron von Lektor able to get torque in on those chops, but Jon Ryker
blocks the post shot. Ugh. Wow.
To the jaw. Kind of looked like Von Lektor was about to give us the old timber, and Jon Ryker caught him by the beard.
Ryker throwing him into that post. Continuing to manhandle him outside. Finally spilling it back into the ring.
You see Tiny trying to get control, but I mean, there's really no control when it comes to being in there with Jon Ryker. I mean, if you were a referee, would you want to stand up to Jon Ryker and say, hey, I need you to do this?
Certainly not. Certainly not when it's turned personal the way it has with the fist and Jon Ryker. Baron Von Lektor paying the price for the entire group right now. But as mentioned before, Jon Ryker has to have eyes in the back of his head in these types of matches. You never know when the rest of them are going to run out and save their compadre there. Jon Ryker, big foot to the face, and Baron Von Lektor looks completely out of it.
Gonna crush the rib cage there, Von Lektor. I mean, Lektor's a big guy. He's a menacing guy, but you see it right here how he's dwarfed in comparison to the size of someone like Mr. Hardcore Jon Ryker.
Jon Ryker, big snap there now. Looking to cut off the air supply.
I don't think it's more cutting off the air supply. I think he's just trying to turn him into a German Pez dispenser.
Ryker gasping for air at this point. Ryker in full control.
And you can just see the Lektor gasping for air, taking everything he has to kick out of those pin attempts.
Those chops to the chest, definitely just cutting things. There's a look by the beard.
Kick to the gut. Oh, we know what's coming now. A big choke slam. And give me a break.
Double super kick from the tag team champions, Cali Kid and DJ Durst. And again, the fist, strength in numbers, gang attack mentality.
Well, Ryker wins the match, but I gotta say, he lost the battle.
That's a bit worse for the wear himself.
And they're getting out of dodge.
Just the near hand of Ryker coming to sends him scattering. Well,
maybe not. Maybe they're just getting their man out of harm's way. No, they're gonna try to sandwich him with a kick.
Well, Cali Kid caught him once again. Big super kick takes the big guy down, Jon Ryker. Who is going to stop the fist?
Well, I know me and Cameron Frost get our hands on these guys in a couple of weeks, but they may think they've got a little momentum, but it's going to end. I can promise you it's going to end.
They're like cockroaches. You stamp one out and 3 or 4 more scurry out. Jon Ryker still showing the after effects of those super kicks from the tag champs. The crowd firmly behind Jon Ryker.
No doubt, Jon Ryker, easily the most popular member of the CSW roster. He's been here from day one. And he's the winner, but you couldn't tell by looking at him right now.
I don't care if Cameron Frost respects me or not. I don't care if Brian Cage respects me, likes me or not. I'm going to be in that match. I'm going to be there.
Whoa.
Well, looks like you've got an offer for a new partner there.
You know what? Anytime you got Jon Ryker in your corner, it's not a bad thing. He's been in my corner before with a part of my crusade at one point. This has just got interesting.
Well, you just saw it, fans. Once again, the Fist interferes, makes their presence known. Jon Ryker, nonetheless, inserting himself in the tag team match coming up with you and Cameron Frost versus the Fist.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a big fan of Jon Ryker. I'm not a big fan of Cameron Frost. They're not a big fan of me, but it doesn't matter to me as long as I get to sink my foot down the throats of the Fist.
Well, it'll certainly be an all-star team despite the possible dissension in the ranks. You're talking about 3 former CSW champions. The Fist is going to have their own hands full for once. We also want to talk about something that happened last week. You saw right here on CSW Viral, Nathan Beast getting the pin over the CSW heavyweight champion Lane Smart. That was reversed on a disqualification technicality. Tristan Michaels is standing by right now with some words from Nathan Beast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing with Nathan Beast, and last week we saw on the program the outcome of that match. What are your thoughts?
For one brief moment, I thought I was champ. I've been wrestling for 9 years. I've never held the world title, and it was the sweetest feeling in the world. The Beastie Files were chanting my name. They were backing me up. They filled me with strength. They electrified me. And I had it won. I had it won. He had to knock out the ref. That was the only way he was able to hold on to the belt. You call yourself the Beast? I'm the Beast. And this is not over by a long shot. I will see you in 4 corners of hell.
March 30th has just been announced that Nathan Beast has been added into the 4 corners of hell for the CSW Championship. Remember, March 30th in Mossy Head for the Mossy Head Community Center, also dubbed as the House of Hardcore. Be there.
Wow, fans, you heard it right there, and thank you to Tristan Michaels. That's quite the news. Nathan Beast has now gotten himself a spot in the 4 Corners of Hell match coming up March 30th at Mossy Head Community Center here for Culture Shock Wrestling. By virtue of management decision, we now have 3 qualifiers so far in Mikey Webb, the champion Lane Smart, and that man we just heard from, Nathan Beast.
Yeah, Nathan Beast definitely deserving. Anytime you can get a pin over the champion, regardless of whether or not it was overturned by a management decision, or in this case a referee's decision, good call by management to put Nathan Beast back into the championship contention with the 4 Corners of Hell match against Mikey Webb, Lane Smart, and we still have a few spots left to be opened up.
We're certainly looking forward to that event, March 30th. But right now, we've got our main event here on this edition of CSW Viral, our 10th episode. We are pleased to bring you Mike Metal versus Buddah Bushido.
Back in the arena, fans, and we are going to see a matchup here that has been in the making for some time. Mike Metal and Buddah Bushido. We've seen the bullying tactics of Mike Metal coming in to attack Buddah Bushido and put him in that chokehold. We've seen Buddah Bushido stand up to Mike Metal, showing a lot of heart, a lot of guts. Not sure about a lot of brains, though.
And Buddah standing up for himself the way he did. You saw it a couple of weeks ago here on the program. That's the reason we have this match tonight. And great, we're going to have to listen to Pork Chop banter on again about mustache rides. Oh, God, even worse.
Lektor Crew taking the microphone.
The worst poet in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not here tonight.
Someone cut his mic off. Thank God.
Employee of the month.
Damn it.
I'm not here tonight to prophesize the downfall of CSW. I'm not here tonight to tell you how great the Sadist Kingdom is. I'm not even here to tell you how devastating this man's headbutt can be. I am here to join you in saying that he made a
Oh, how disrespectful is this?
He was a fat man. He wore a little weird guy. He had an odd little singlet. He barely spoke English. And in about 3 minutes, he's going to be buried behind the 3rd base on the baseball field in the back. So bow your heads for a minute, take a moment of silence, or pick your nose or whatever you do to respect the dead in Mossy Head. And try to remember not how Buddah Bushido looked in a crumpled pile of bloody mess on the mat, but more how he looked in his everyday life, which was just a fat, crumpled mess most of the time.
Lektor Crew, the leader of the Sadist Kingdom, which Mike Metal is a member of, just completely crapping on Buddah Bushido. There's really no other word for it.
Well, now that Ernest Hemingway is done talking, we can get back to these intros. Buddah Bushido, I mean, you got to think that's only going to fire Buddah up. Give him that adrenaline rush he needs. Hey!
The mask is back.
Haven't seen that in a while.
The crowd definitely looking to see Buddah Bushido overcome the odds and beat Mike Metal tonight. And he looks all business, too.
Usually a little more lovable, a little more affable, if you will. He's even brought some gloves with him. This is just going to get ugly. I mean, Mike Metal's pretty ugly as it is. Buddha's not a looker himself. But this is going to get super ugly.
I think Buddah just looked at Metal and said, "This is for you."
He's the sovereign of the Sadist Kingdom. He is the magic mustache ride, the human headbutt machine, the iron juggernaut of pro wrestling, Mike Metal.
I'm not sure whether to look forward to this or dread this. Buddah Bushido may be in a bit over his head, but he's got all the heart, all the guts in the world. Maybe he can pull off a big upset here over Mike Metal. Certainly has all the incentive in the world too, Brian.
Yeah, and saying he's got a big heart and big guts, he's definitely got the room for them all. You look at him, he's a little rotund there. Mike Metal, a little room for some heart there too, but I think Buddah has enough to make up for everyone in the wrestling business. This guy does not have an ounce of quit in him. I have seen him be put through some of the most ridiculous things, both in his personal life and in his wrestling career, and he never backs down.
He's certainly not backing down from Mike Metal right now. Big heavy blows traded between these two behemoth gentlemen in the ring. And already you see Victor Cruz jumping up there, taking advantage. As if the challenge of Mike Metal isn't enough, he's got to contend with the outside interference of that weasel Victor Cruz.
Yeah, this seems to be Buddha's luck. You saw it a couple of weeks ago. He had to deal with that whistle in his ear the whole night, and now he's got to deal with Edgar Allan Homo out there.
Big punches back and forth. Again, Buddah Bushido not backing down a bit. Mike Metal just too much for him. Vicious headbutt takes Buddah down. Oh. Kick right to the midsection. Rattled Buddah Bushido. Mike Metal living up to the name of the Sadist Kingdom. He is a sadist. He takes delight in dishing out the punishment to his opponent.
And even more than that, Crew with that knee to the side of the head. Mike Metal is just a bully through and through.
Look at that arrogant cover there. Basically toying with Buddah, but look at this.
Buddah muscling that boot off of his chest and not letting go. Oh!
Big spear into the corner.
Kind of gave him a headbutt of his own.
Again, Buddah
Big
Bushido.
kicks. Buddah just throwing all of his weight into those kicks.
The heart of a lion here, fighting back against the big man against all odds. Can he pull this off? What's he setting him up for?
I think he was just catching his breath and regaining his composure, but in the end, Metal's able to get a stiff kick to the gut.
Kicks the breath right back out of him. Vicious drop kick there to the head of Buddah Bushido. And once again, Mike Metal in firm control of this match. The headbutt machine living up to his nickname.
Well, it's easy to be a headbutt machine when you don't really have anything in there. Yeah, I swear he is the thickest individual, and that's not a fat joke. I'm just saying, he is thick.
Victor Cruz again, giving the interference on the outside while Mike Metal puts the illegal choke on Buddah Bushido. The crowd voicing its disapproval here.
Oh man, going to the outside, this is not going to bode well for Buddah.
Metal just stalking his prey at this point.
Now you got to keep in mind here, though, that we saw it a couple of weeks ago. Buddah cost Mike Metal a chance to be in the Four Corners of Hell. Mike Metal was in a qualifying match with Mikey Webb and was trying to interject a steel chair into the mix, but Buddah was able to prevent it, and Mikey Webb was able to pick up the win.
Well, this coming on the heels of Mike Metal choking out Buddah Bushido after his match. A little bit of just desserts, if you will.
Mike Metal slamming Buddah Bushido into that ring post over there in the corner. You see referee Tiny Garrett checking on him, but I mean, Mike Metal, I'm surprised he's not staying on him. But I guess this is more the bully style of Mike Metal to just.
And the crowd getting under his skin a little bit. Looks like he's walking back around to take out more punishment on Buddah Bushido. The crowd chanting, "Let's go, Buddah." I'm not sure Buddha's got any more go in him at this point.
Is Buddah busted open?
I think so.
I couldn't get a good look at it. It looks like Buddah Bushido is busted open.
He took a hard shot into the ring post out there. It was down for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
If he's suffering blood loss on top of all this punishment, he may not be much longer for consciousness or this match.
And Mike Metal going right at that gash, opening it up even wider.
Buddah Bushido in a bad way right now. Against the worst possible guy to be in a bad way against. Metal just toying with him. Waiting to throw in a kick here, looks like.
Buddah ducks it. Oh!
Plants him.
I think that he's been working on that move for some time. He calls it the drag you to hell.
Now ground and pound by Buddah Bushido. He might pull this off.
Oh, big drop kick back to that gash, that open wound on Buddah Bushido's head.
Again, all those blows to the head have taken their toll.
And Metal just looks angry right now.
Let's see what he sets up for here. This is a clothesline.
Oh!
Another headbutt to the midsection.
Buddah with a few headbutts of his own.
I'm not sure if Buddha's working on sheer instinct alone at this point.
Oh, it looks like he's going for the brain chop.
If he hits this will be the upset of the year. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy in Mike Metal. Oh.
Throwing all of his weight behind it.
Metal is down. Bushido needs to hurry up and make the cover.
And what's he doing here? He might be trying to set up for that barrel roll, but he needs to go for a cover. Yeah, he took too much time. A big hammer kick to the back of the head from Mike Metal.
And he's set up for that chokehold. He calls it the sweet ecstasy. Nothing sweet about it. Bushido hanging on, but he's pretty far away from the ropes.
And I don't know if Buddah can get out of this. He's gonna have to.
And Mike Metal's got it all blocked up here.
Tiny's calling for the bell. Buddha's out. He is out cold.
Metal not letting go. Come on, let's get some help out here.
Yeah, he's got to let go of this.
The longer he cuts off that blood supply to the brain.
I think Tiny just reversed the decision here. He did.
Buddah Bushido gets the victory. Victor Crew grabbing the chair. This doesn't look good. Buddah Bushido completely helpless at this point. He is out.
He is unconscious and still beat Mike Metal. That is not going to bode well for Metal to go. Oh God, what is he going to do? No, don't do this, man.
You can see the crippling of the man right here in front of our eyes.
Don't do this. This is too much.
Surely even Mike Metal.
Whoa, hey.
Mikey Webb.
great, calling for another microphone.
Mikey Webb, you took something from me. You took my shot. I want it.
Wait.
You either give me your shot, or I'm going to cripple him. Right here. In front of all these people.
Oh, this really puts Mikey Webb in a bad spot here.
Mike Metal is holding Buddah Bushido hostage to be in the four corners of hell. I know the CSW title means something, but
Give me what I want.
Calm down.
Yeah, I
Really want that match?
want
You know what?
You can forget
The
it.
reason I do what I do.
Give it to him, man. Don't give it to him. Give it to him now.
Besides, are you sure you want that match?
I don't want it.
It seems like it's just going to be another match for you to lose.
Mikey Webb, a man of honor.
Either way, you got it. Let him go.
wow.
Making the ultimate sacrifice for his friend, Buddah Bushido.
Walk to the curtain, and I'll let him go.
Yeah, right.
On my honor.
Did I just hear Mike Metal bring his honor into play? He just held a man hostage to get into a match. There is no honor in this.
Carry that cruise out.
Just despicable actions by Mike Metal and Victor Crew here. He certainly doesn't deserve to be rewarded with a four corners of hell entry, but it looks like that's the way it's going to play out, folks. Not good at all. But at least Buddah Bushido gets to walk away from this rather than be carried away.
Not only that, but Buddah Bushido walks away the winner.
Indeed, he scores the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing with Mike Metal. Mike Metal, you won a CSW Heavyweight Championship.
You got it wrong. Let me tell you idiots what happened. I'm smarter and better than any of you morons out there. What I did was, with the limp form of Buddah Bushido, I put his head in a chair, and Mikey Webb was stupid enough to give up his spot in four corners of hell to me to save a useless, total piece of garbage that doesn't belong in the same ring as someone like Mike Metal. So boys and girls, I'm coming to four corners of hell. A place I've been many times. A hell I've visited many times. And you're going to see who the sickest of the sick is. Wow, fans, more news breaking right here on CSW Viral. You just saw it. Mikey Webb giving up his spot in the Four Corners of Hell match. That now leaves us with 3 qualifiers so far. Mike Metal, Nathan Beast, and Lane Smart, the champion.
Yeah, really shocking turns of events. Mike Metal kind of holding Buddah Bushido hostage there just to get into the Four Corners of Hell. Just goes to show you what some guys are willing to do to have a shot at the CSW heavyweight title. March 30th, we're going to see if it's going to play out for Mike Metal or not.
Speaking of the links people will go to get in the Four Corners of Hell, next week we are going to see a qualifying match. Chris Corbin is actually going to step into the Lion's Den with Joe Gibson, the man who just about crushed his skull with that iron claw.
Yeah, Joe says he was going to break Chris Corbin's skull in 2. He's got his chance to nut up or shut up next week against Chris Corbin.
That's going to be something else. Also coming your way next month, the Formula 1 title is at stake. The defending champion Mays will be taking on the very popular and very athletically gifted Reagan Bryce.
Reagan Bryce, definitely the biggest test for Mays' Formula 1 title reign to date. But you got to wonder if the Fist is going to interject themselves the way that we've been seeing them do every single week here in the past couple of months.
Fans, we want to thank you once again for joining us here each and every week for CSW Viral. On behalf of my colleague Brian Cage, I'm Mike Roycroft. We'll see you next time.